Hello and welcome back to an episode of Minecraft Monday. My name is Wizzy, you can also call me Wizzy, and today we are once again playing some more OceanBlock 2. Now in the last episode we really didn't do a whole lot. We basically set up some fireworks things to celebrate the new year. But this episode we're going to get back into actually doing some stuff. And since the last time I did go on to my private world, that's why that was listed, or my off-camera world there, that's why it was listed first, because I wanted to test out about the cardboard box and the crystal there, and turns out you cannot move it, and I've also looked up other videos too, and it seems like basically whatever you have to do with the crystal, you have to do at the crystal. You can't move the crystal to do the things you need to do. But anyways, yeah, so as we are loading in, we're going to go sleep really quick. And then we're going to take a look at the quest book. So, was this guy here last time? I don't remember. Hey, what do you have? Ruby ring, max health. Oh, that's right. So you're the guy that you were here last time because you gave me the globe. Or I got the globe from you, along with the ring. I know there's a keybind, so I don't have to keep moving that out either, or as well. I just gotta remember what that button is. I just want to see if I can figure that out really quick. That's the zoom. C is the crafting grid, B is the backpack. Okay, that's it, there. So, let's take a look at the quest book. Under pressure, we did get the amethyst shards. Actually, I think we did that last episode really quick, too. Having started my search for crystal capable of harnessing my steady flow of power into it, these crystals will allow me to create some advanced technology. I've already read that before. So, ancient goo. We need to go get that. Void shimmer goo. So we need to make a mixer. Abyssal pearl and blaze bloom goo. Polymorphic fluid. Okay, so let's make the mixer. With this cluster. I'm going to throw the redstone remote in there. Yeah, in the backpack. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, we have the mixer. Okay. That's right, we made it before. So, we need polymorphic fluid, which is water, and you throw in a polymorphic catalyst. Do we have any of those? We do. Okay. Do I have any extra buckets? I do. Okay. Because I want to keep the one water bucket on me. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right here. Okay, and then we throw that in. Let me turn the magnet off. Actually, it wasn't going to matter because it was instant. Okay, so we get the polymorphic fluid. And then I just need, let me see. the Blaze Bloom goo. Okay. And then the Abyssal Pearl. And I don't remember what we feed. Let me see. What do we feed? Prismarine. Okay, do we have any Prismarine? Prosperity shards. Prismarine. We do. Okay, good. So, I think I actually have a portal on the side of this to be able to get to the crystal quicker. Yep. Okay, so I need to place the mixer down there. So I should probably keep these set up. I have one there. Let me place a second one down. Actually, the other two down, rather. Okay. Okay. So then we throw that in there. I don't think that's how you do that. Okay, and then... Oops. Do I need... Did I place them all in there? No. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, it's mixing. Okay, so we got the polymorphic, or the Void Shimmer goo now. So let's go back. Might as well keep those in my backpack. Okay, so we have that now. Let me throw that in there. Actually, I don't think I read this yet. Void Shimmer goo. I seem to have forgotten the ever-growing hunger of the goo I made. It's almost like its stomach is just an empty void, that it is always growing. Maybe that's it. Feed it something from the void. Task. Using the mixer, mix Blaze Bloom goo with an Abyssal Pearl and polymorphic fluid to create Void Shimmer goo. Note, you will need 2 aquatic catalysts to power the mixer. So we get Primal Goo and XP. So now we need these 2 before we can move on any further here. You know, I'm just going to do this to get those Extreme Book and XP. This. Ah, reactors. Okay. I'm going to throw those in there. So, Ancient Goo. Oh, there's another. Gold chest. Okay. Block of steel. Cool. Okay, so I need, so the Skulk we need Silk Touch with, which we have. And I think, unfortunately, because that one structure, or that catalyst there that we have, apparently, or unfortunately, they're all lower, or too deep, rather. What's this place? feel like what I need to do is I need to search for yet another one. But I kind of hate to do that because, well, it takes a lot of time to actually dig down to it. And, well, not necessarily time, but resources. So, and unfortunately this, I don't think had any skulk at it. Go back in because of where this one was. So, which is very unfortunately the way this one happened to generate. So I think I might have to go back to one of the other ones really quick anyways. To get it. Or to get the skulk anyways. Even though it's below crushing depth, which is unfortunate, but in order for us to continue on, we kind of need to do that. So, let me make sure I have... Yeah, right there. Okay. Before... Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, I was gonna say before we do that, might as well sleep. What do we need for this? Eyes of Ender. Ender Pearls. Loot crates. Basic rewards. I gotta figure out how to get Enderman here. Or find Enderman, rather. Because we need, obviously, some Ender Pearls. Molten Blaze. Wait. What? Molten Blaze. Oh, that's to go on to the Ender Pearl. Never mind. Yeah. Anyways, let's go to... Which one's closer? Guess it doesn't really matter. I think that's the one that we currently have going to. So let's go to... this one. We'll grab the sculk really quick. Now, okay, that's from the crushing depth. Who's shooting at me? Oh, you. Let me go back up really quick, regain my health. Power 1. Okay, so there is skulk right down here. So let me... Skulk over here too. Did I grab it? No. That's because that wasn't the right pickaxe. There we go. Okay, now we got it. So let's head back. I must have gotten that pickaxe out of my backpack without really realizing it. Okay, so let's throw these back in there. I got the skulk now. I'm sure I'll need it for something. In fact, let me grab the void shimmer goo back out, because I'm guessing I'll probably need to combine that or do something with both of those. So where did these come from? I don't remember. Did I make all these before? I must have, right? I don't know, but they're all going in there. So I get more skulk. So now 2 more quests are available now. Spinning skulk. There is a mysterious power within the skulk I've found. Let's see what it's made of, shall we? Task. Spin skulk in the centrifuge for eccentric compounds. Okay. And then ancient infusion. The amethyst crystals are magical for sure, but they aren't strong enough to handle a basic flow of power. Even though it is ancient, skulk has to have some magical properties to it. Maybe if I've infused the amethyst some way. Time for more experiments. Task. Acquire echo shards. This can be obtained from either the warden or from crafting it using Ars Nouveau. Okay, so crafting it with Ars Nouveau. Echo shard. So amethyst shard, quartz dust, dimensional shard. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how this works. So, particle collection. Occult ritual. Gray paste, echo dust. Okay. Well, anyways, let's do this one really quick. That one's easy enough. I guess it's time we get into some Ars Nouveau. Let me go into the Ars Nouveau section here. Enchanting apparatus, source stone. Okay. So we get that done. That gives us an advanced machine, or 1 to 2 advanced machine cores with experience. Let's drop the experience off. We got 2 of these. Well, let me throw those in there for now. Simulation chamber. I don't know what this means. Prediction matrix. I mean, I suppose I can always loot fabricator. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we'll get back to that here in a moment. Echo shards, so... Chanting apparatus. Source stone. So yeah, I guess we'll have to go through the Ars Nouveau thing here. So Ars Nouveau is a mod dedicated to magic in the world, and of course, with magic, you get to cast spells. To do that, you'll need to make the Novice Spellbook. This allows you to create, store, and cast Tier 1 spells. It also comes with basic spell knowledge called glyphs, already learned to help you craft your first spell. So to make this, we need a regular book and then one of each of these iron tools. So now the question is, do I have a basic book? Right, Mage's Spellbook. Novice Spellbook. Leather. Paper. Okay, we got ourselves a book now. And then I need each of these tools. Okay. So pickaxe, axe, shovel, and the sword. And then I'll just do... So is it... have to be in a certain order? No. Okay, so Novice Spellbook. Okay. So that's going to become an issue. So I'm going to change that keybind. Everything else sick. Okay, let's do this. Key C. Spellbook, we're going to change that to N. That way I can still use this. Okay, there we go. So that's N now. Okay. And we get a tattered tome. So now, to create your first spell, hold the spellbook in your hand and press C. This will open a menu for crafting spells. We're going to make basic project break spell to learn the basics. Spells follow a specific order to be cast, starting with the form. This is how the spell is cast. In the menu, we have a touch, projectile, and self. Select projectile from the form by clicking on the icon, and this will start the spell at the bottom of the menu. Next, we'll select an effect or what we want the spell to do. For now, we only know break and harm. Select break, and this should add it to the spell chain. From here, you can name your spell anything you like, and then click save. You can also see how much mana the spell will cost by looking at the mana bar at the bottom. Let's learn a little more about this menu. On the right side, the numbers are the stored spells that you have. On the left, you can even change the colors of your spells and adjust any setting, like sounds if you'd like. This is also where you see your stored familiars. When you get them, you can exit the menu and use your spell in the world to break blocks from the distance. However, you won't be able to break hard blocks like obsidian just yet. You'll need to augment the spell to make it stronger. For that, you need to learn new glyphs. Okay, so we'll just do that. Didn't actually have to obviously make it for us to do that. So magical trees. We can't learn more about magic without having our own special magical desk made from magical wood found mostly in the magical forest. Isn't that just magical? To create the workstation, you'll need to find and harvest an archwood tree. These can be made either by using the atomic reconstructor or by finding a specific one in the lava dimension. Okay, so archwood tree, I think... Don't we have... Yeah, vexing archwood. So... Okay, so let's do this. Let's do the flourishing archwood, since we have the most of those. Let's do it over here. Now, can I do it with the Paxel? That's the question. No. Oh. There we go. Got plenty of wood now and plenty of saplings now. Okay. So, Scribe's Table. That's the magical table we're talking about. Once crafted, you can place this down to research and craft new glyphs. Glyphs are the basis for spell crafting, as they teach you new parts to your spell. Let's learn how to craft a glyph. Glyphs are also tiered. With a novice spellbook, you'll only be able to cast tier 1 glyphs. To cast higher tier spells, you need to upgrade your spellbook. To craft a glyph, you'll need to right-click on the Scribe's Table with your spellbook in hand. This will open up the glyph menu. This will show you every glyph you can make, including glyphs you have already learned. On the right side, you can filter the glyphs by tier or search for a specific one. For our first glyph, let's make Amplify. Search for it and click to see what items you need at the bottom and click with Select button. Now you can close out of the menu and right click the table with the required items and watch the magic happen. Okay, so Scribe's Table. So Archwood Slab, and Gold Nuggets. Okay, that's easy enough. And gold. Actually, I need 2 of them. Perfect. And then I'll throw the rest of those in here. Place this down. No, not that way. There we go. Actually, let's do it like that. There we go. Okay. So that basically just is like the guidebook, basically. So if we do that, okay, harm, touch, self, projectile, break. Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing those are the items you need to be able to do these. Randomize. I don't know what's that. Randomize behavior of some glyphs. If used with spells like place block and exchange, it will randomize the block that's placed between the blocks and your hotbar. Interesting. Sensitive. Causes forms to target blocks they normally cannot target. Projectile in orbit will target grass and touch will target fluids and air. Change targeting rules of certain effects. Additively increases the power of most spells effects and increase the harvest level of break and increases the damage of spells. Okay. Interesting. So, and these ones, I'm guessing because we already have... I don't know, it's weird. Smart filter. So once I get one of those, I guess, then we can claim that. Restoring mana while out adventuring in the world, you are likely to run into sourceberry bushes. These will drop sourceberries when harvested that can be eaten to give mana regen for a few seconds. Okay, do we? I feel like we do have... We have sourceberry pie and sourceberry roll. Okay. Imbuement chamber. The imbuement chamber uses source to imbue items. Even though we don't have a way to make source just yet, then chamber will automatically gather some slowly over time on its own. Use this to make source gems, which is one of the main crafting mats in the mod. To do this, place in a piece of lapis and give it some time. Once the process reaches 100%, it will convert into a gem. Okay, so gold and archwood planks. Okay. So might as well keep this on me for now. Obviously that's not it. There we go. So we have that now. Ars Nouveau. So let's place this down, like right there, I guess. So now we need lapis. Oh. Do I not have any lapis? Oops. Actually, no, I do. I have... It's all down there, that's right. Okay, let's go to the airdrop really quick, though. Machine speed add-on, diamond upgrade, Prudentium farmland, and 4K ME storage component. Okay. I want to put that in there. Netherite ingot, Bombogranite, Vibrant photovoltaic module, basic tier installer. Ooh, diamonds, 14, copper ingots, another Prudentium farmland, gold ingots, void flame coal. Okay, netherite ingot. And drowned belt. Okay. So, let's throw these in here. I'm gonna throw the tattered tome in there too. So now, lapis. Okay. So let that do its thing. Then, okay. Source stone. Source stone gems are needed to create source stone. On top of being a great decorative block, this is another important crafting material you'll need. We'll use a few of these to craft several arcane pedestals. These are used in several recipes for both the enchanting apparatus and the imbuement chamber. Okay, so source stone. Okay, so we just surround the source gem with stone. Okay. So now, actually, let's go over here because I got the stones over here. Let's do andesite. Okay, so we got some source stones. Now we need to make 4 arcane pedestals. So we need 4 source stones, a source gem, and a gold nugget. Okay. And does that make 1, or does that make... It makes 1. Okay, so we will need... Let me grab another lapis. Because I'll need to do that again as well. Gold nuggets. Actually, wait, yeah, let me grab a few lapis. I almost wonder if it'd be a good idea to make another one of these. Maybe. I mean, it's not that expensive to do. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make maybe like 3 more. That way I can get a whole bunch going at the same time. Okay. And now let's... So let's bookmark that for a moment. And speaking of bookmarking, I don't need that recipe anymore. Okay, so we're just waiting on these now. So what I can do... And once these are all set, we can throw them into there and then we'll get the 4 pedestals. And there we go, we got 4 pedestals now. So now, rituals, the enchanting apparatus. This is what we need. The enchanting apparatus is basically the ritual table of the Rs. It uses nearby items placed on arcane pedestals to create new items, make enchantments, or upgrade mage armor later on. To function, the apparatus needs an arcane core placed underneath it. It also needs several arcane pedestals placed within 3 blocks from the apparatus. The number of pedestals needed depends on the recipe. Some recipes also require source with it, which means you'll need source jars placed within 3 blocks as well. Okay, so I need 2 more source stone. Okay. And I probably need, yeah, source stone for that, so I need, or not source stone for that, 8 source gem. So 2 source gems I need. Okay. And then, you know what, let's place this, place it in the middle there, like that, put the pedestals around it, like that. So, gold nuggets, I need a diamond. And then, okay, yeah, that's it. Just waiting on these. Perfect. Let's bookmark these. Oops. Okay. And then that one. Perfect. So I need that there. And then that on top. Right? So arcane core placed underneath. So yeah. More control. The Dominion Wand is the wrench of Ars Nouveau and has several important uses. First, this wand can be useful to configure the transfer of source between blocks. For example, you can use this to direct the flow of source from the source relay into a specific source jar. Just use the wand on the block you'd like to take source from, then use it again on the block you'd like to transfer it to. You can clear the selection by sneak using the wand. Sneak using the wand in the air wild will switch it to strict mode, allowing you to specify the exact side you want to use. This will also be used to help control familiars. So I don't think I need that actually. So no, this is all set up for this, and this guy just decided to drop on by. You have nothing of use for me. Good day, sir. So dimensional shard, skulk, quartz dust, and the amethyst shard. Okay, so dimensional shard. Let's bookmark that recipe. I don't need these recipes anymore. Let's sleep. So glowstone dust and prismarine shard. Prismarine shard. Nether quartz, okay, yeah. Glowstone dust. Let me take that. In fact, I need... pressure. 10% chance of giving a second one. Do I even have a sag mill? I don't know if I do. But anyways, let's do this. Okay. I do. Okay. I need more, okay. And then... throw these over here. Perfect. Dimensional shard. So we got the 2 quartz dust, the dimensional shard, skulk, and then we need amethyst shard. Okay, so let's see if I can figure out how to do this right. So we place sculpt there, dimensional shard, quartz dust, and then the base of the enchanting apparatus. Is it not? There we go. I was wondering about it being sideways like that. Yay! That gives us 1 to 3 more of them. We got 2 of them. Okay, so now we can do laser focus. Echo shards are exactly what I needed. These crystal shards can easily make any amount of power thrown into it. Now we can use this crystal to create a machine that focuses power into a single point, creating a laser. Task: using echo shards and enderic compounds, craft an enderic lens using the assembler. So enderic compound, echo shard, adamant ingot. So enderic compound. Did I grab? I did grab that out of here, didn't I? Okay. Enderic compound. I need this scope, 1 more. And then adamant ingot. Throw that in there. Okay, so it's like that. We're actually making a good amount of progress now. Don't need that anymore for my recipes. Perfect. Assembler is right here. And then once we do that, we get laser beams here. I might not be much of an engineer, but these machines that I'm making are awesome. I want to be able to control where the enderic lens zaps, so this machine should be more like an arm that bends. Of course, I'll need a remote to control it as well. Task: craft the enderic laser and target designator. Use the designator to zap an amethyst crystal to get fluxite. Notes on the enderic laser. The enderic laser is a powered machine that can zap a specific block. Depending on the block that zaps, it will either break it or convert it to a new item. To aim the laser, the target designator can be sneak used on block to save the location data. Next, sneak use the designator on the laser to transfer the data over. The laser might continue blasting even if there is not a block where it is focusing. Okay. Power bank add-on. Okay. Actually, no, I need that. I need that. That I don't need. But this I do, because I need it to make this. So motors, copper, so reinforced plating, electrum ingot, carbon fiber strands. Okay, so centrifuge, coal dust. That makes one. Well, let's bookmark that. We'll bookmark that one. And fluxite. Amethyst cluster. Okay, so I will need that. Okay, so let's go over here for a second. It's coal dust, crusher, sag mill. Use the sag mill. Okay. Then I throw it into here. Actually, I don't need to go through that to get to that. Electrum ingot, plating. So those are done. Let's go back over here. Motor. I don't have any of them, so magnetic coil, I need 4 of those. Don't have any of them. Electrum wires and Invar ingots. Invar, I got 2 Invar ingots. I need a couple more. Electrum plate. And then the wire cutters, okay. Let's sleep. So, 8. Throw those in there, take that out. And then Invar. Iron and nickel. So 2 iron to 1 nickel. And I'll make a block of Invar ingots. Or not a block of Invar ingots, but a block of Invar rather. While we're waiting on that to smelt, we got that. While we're waiting for that to cool, I'm going to move this song down. Okay, so now got 4 magnetic coils now. Ferrocore ingots and nickel ingots. So 8 ferrocore, 2 nickel. Okay, we got the 2 motors now. Electrum, we have. And then the plating. So steel, nickel. That's for the nickel one. How much steel do we have? Dark steel, block of steel. That makes 2, so let's do this. And then I need to do that, I suppose. We'll just stick with the nickel. Stone. And then nickel. There, and then there we have the Enderic laser now. Throw those back into there, and then next time we will make the target designator, and we will work on completing the laser beams task, and we'll get back to the power of the end at some point. Well, probably next episode we'll have to work on that. But anyways, yeah, we made a lot of progress this episode. But anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a thumbs up. And of course, as always, I will see you in the next episode. Bye!